This is your look at the week that was. We're going to talk about the levels that traded in the S&P, the Qs. We're going to talk about the levels that traded in some major stocks, a little bit of look at Broadcom earnings. Of course, we're going to talk about the VIX, and I'll give you a little bit of look of what I'm looking at for the week ahead. So with that, let's dig in. Folks, in this market, I think weekly profit cycles is the best approach to creating consistent income, consistent trading profits, and also being protected against a major market meltdown, one that I think is potentially in the cards right now. So if you haven't checked out weekly profit cycles yet, make sure you do. There's a link in this email to check out the special offer we have going on right now. And you can, if you're watching me on YouTube, like, subscribe, leave a question in the comments. I will answer it. So let's take a look at the S&P 500 and the levels that we are watching right now. So the SPX had a very ugly day. Clear break below the 50-day moving average, but still above the 100-day moving average. That's kind of next. And then below there would be the 150 at 52.90. I think that might be our target. The 100s at 53.78. Wouldn't be surprised to see us get there. Things look sick. Volatility is starting to pick up in the S&P. It's kind of it's nothing crazy, but we are starting to see volatility pick up a little bit here in the S&P. Now, as bad as the S&Ps are, the triple Q is worse. The triple Q had been hanging out below its 100-day for the last 2 days, and then not only blew the 100-day, but blew through the 150 on Friday. Next stop is the 200-day moving average. That is down at 441. That is the next level I'm looking for, but the earnings were just really bad. The QQQ got absolutely smoked. Why? Broadcom. Broadcom was the last of the great 8 to report. It was down over 10%. And, you know, we've told you over and over again, earnings needed to be better than good. They needed to be perfect. Broadcom's earnings were good. They weren't great, and they certainly weren't perfect. And so it got taken to the woodshed. And that is something you need to be on top of. That, you know, downside on Broadcom, you know, maybe it runs into resistance at the 200 down at 135. But, you know, I'm interested, certainly going to be interested below 130. I'm going to start taking a hard look at that. IWM, you know, 2% down day, but notice it actually did bounce off its 100. If there is an index that I think could have some strength here, if once things calm down, it is the Russell 2000. Keep an eye on that one. And probably best of breed continues to be the diamonds. They haven't even gotten to 50. So we continue to see the market rotating. It's rotating out of big tech and into safety. So what is the safest of all stocks? Apple. Apple continues to be a fortress. When Apple cracks, that is when this market completely falls apart. If you're going to watch one stock, watch Apple. When Apple cracks, the market breaks. And that is what we are watching extremely closely right now. Where does Apple go next week? It is hanging on by a thread. If Apple goes, the market is going to fall apart. VIX, you know, our SFIX strategy, we are currently in a breakout trade that is performing. And the reason we're in a breakout trade is because of, I mean, look at the movement in the VIX. Touched a new high on the week on Friday, closed at its high for the week, and VIX futures term structure we are about yay close to backwardation. When we enter backwardation, bad things happen. Right now, we're in what I would call a mostly backward state, not complete backwardation. When September gets over October, that's when you know people are truly panicking. But right now, the cash index is trading above the entire curve. The curve is really flat, and September is trading at a premium to everything else. The only difference is there still is that October election kink that is holding October higher. I think we're going to see September potentially fling over October on Monday if we are down. Last but not least, I'd be remiss if I didn't address what's happening with energy. Energy is in a free fall, and energy stocks are in a free fall. Oil touched the lows since February. USO downside. I mean, it gets down to 63. We're talking like recession, folks. So they're really coming after energy and oil. Oil vol is blowing up. There's not a lot of safe places to hide. I would be, if rates are going to pull back like this, we've had a really nice run in the utilities. That could be an area where there could be a continued flight to safety. And then the bond market. Even with the Fed dropping rates, don't be shocked if you see the bond market TLT and with the IEF even gaining more strength. Because if the economy is going to soften up, if people start getting worried, especially with the government lowering rates, you could see the bond market really take off. Friday was kind of ugly. The whole week wasn't great for markets. Just kind of closing things up here. Whole week was kind of ugly for markets. We opened the week on a really ugly move. Friday we closed at just off the all-time high, 56.48. We dropped almost $250 over the course of 5 days. Monday, if bad stuff happens this weekend, Monday could be a day where we could do that we could do that much or more in a single day. So just be prepared. All right, folks. I hope you have a great weekend. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Once again, make sure you're checking out the weekly profit cycles offer we have in this. It's a great strategy for this market. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. And again, leave me a comment or a question. I'll get to it. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll be back tomorrow with the 5 stocks I am watching. I'm Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Have a good one.